What's up, everyone? Hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be giving you the top 10 loadouts you can be using right now in Call of Duty Warzone, and these are the top 10 loadouts. We got a couple of bonus loadouts for you too, including a new attachment they just added for the FJX Horus SMG that basically turns it into an AR. It's a very solid mid-range option, and we're going to be giving you that loadout today as well, along with the Superior 46 SMG turned into an AR as well. There's a lot of fun loadouts in this video, and if you've been wondering like, what can I use, Marvel, this is it. These are going to be 100% my recommendation. So if you're screenshotting these loadouts at all, make sure to hit that like button so hard that it sends them back to the lobby, and make sure to hit that subscribe button and noti bell so you don't miss another video like this, and you can always stay up to date on the current meta. These are going to be in no particular order, and I always recommend use what's most comfortable to you, because if you're not comfortable, you're not going to push your enemies in, you're not going to get more kills, and that's kind of the point. Let's get a quick word from our sponsor, and then we'll get you these loadouts. Today's video is sponsored by Raycon Everyday Earbuds. With over 3 million previous everyday earbuds sold, if you haven't pulled the trigger on a pair of these bad boys, let me give you my personal experience using them. The number one issue I've always had with in-ear earbuds like this are the way they fit my ears. All of them that I get, even when it comes to the expensive big boys, just fall out constantly, whether I'm just walking, running, or just riding in the car. But with the Raycons right here, they fit my ear perfectly.
Perfection.
Which is why I highly recommend them. And they're even half the price of the big boys. They have tons of color choices. Mine right here are actually blue. You can actually get custom case covers like this, which end up covering the case that they come in. They have active noise cancellation to tune out your pesky brother or sister, or even your neighbor's stupid dog that won't stop barking. And they even have multi-point connectivity, so you can connect them to more than one device at once. Go grab your pair of Raycon Everyday Earbuds with the link in the description of this video, or just go straight to buyraycon.com/MrMarvelTV. And of course, thank you again for Raycon for sponsoring today's video. Let's check out season 4. I'm going to start with those bonus loadouts I told you about. Now you got a Superior 46 turned into an AR here, which is an absolute beast, and honestly feels really good. And so what I'm doing here, if you have the movement basically of the Superior 46, and then it's just basically an AR, perfect for mid-range. Now you can run this with a sniper, totally fine. This with a Kar 98 is great, but I'm running it with the movement striker, so I've got like 2 movement builds. It's just a lot of fun to run. So for the Superior 46 AR, I'm running the Sonic Suppressor, the Hound Guard Heavy Barrel, the Bruin Heavy Support Grip Underbarrel, the Monolith 4.6 stock, and the 40 round mag. So these two here in the firing range, and this thing is just an absolute beam. Now we can definitely put a sight on it, no problem at all, but we want to, so if you want to put a sight on it, move the underbarrel, put on something like the Jag Glassless that gives you a little bit less visual recoil, and then go to work, man. This thing slaps. Thing is a lot of fun to run. I think the new FJX Horus turned AR with the conversion kit on it, the new kitted FJX Horus is better than this as far as recoil control goes, but you know, to each their own there. Then for that movement striker, I'm running the Zimmet compensated muzzle, the XRK Edge hand stop underbarrel, the high grain rounds, the 48 round mag, and no stock. And then we'll show you this movement striker, man. This thing is so quick. And even though it has no stock and high grain rounds, this thing barely moves, man. It's wild. Next, we have that kitted FJX Horus, and I'm absolutely loving this thing. This thing is a lot of fun to run, and it's very good. Now, got a couple builds for you. A lot of people got onto me in the comments when I made a loadout video for this, telling me that I didn't need the Jack BFB muzzle, and that was their only issue. So if you don't want the Jack BFB muzzle, use the Zimmet compensated. And then a lot of people said, I don't want to use a muzzle, or I want an optic with it. We'll give you an optic option as well, but here's what it looks like when you have just the muzzle on it. The Zimmet compensated, man, this thing, it really doesn't move. So for the loadout, for the one with no sight on it, we're going to go with the Zimmet compensated muzzle, the Bruin Heavy Support Grip Underbarrel, the high velocity rounds. We're running high velocity because it gives you more bullet velocity. And if you're running something like high grain rounds, it gives you effective damage range and bullet velocity, but it affects that recoil control quite a bit, or at least more than we need it to. So I'm just running the high velocity rounds. Of course, you want that Jack Scimitar kit. This is the new conversion kit they added. And then the Lopper LX D stock. This will give you a ton of recoil control. So we'll show this to you here in the firing range, and then, like I said, ton of recoil control. Very solid mid-range option here. It's kind of got a wacky recoil pattern. I like to use it right there unless you're using a sight on it. But man, it definitely slaps. It's kind of got like starts out with like a zigzag pattern, and then it just goes straight up. So it goes here, left, right, then straight up. Now, if you want to sight on it, you can use the Choreo Eagle's Eye. I'll show it to you with both here, and the Jack Glasses Optic. Either one makes perfect sense to me, but I'm using the Jack BFB muzzle. We're still using the Bruin Heavy Support Grip, still using that high velo rounds, and of course that Jack Scimitar kit. And then this is what it's going to look like with that Choreo Eagle's Eye. It's it's really solid. I think it's a lot better downrange, definitely better than the no sight build, in my opinion. And then with the Jack Glasses Optic, which is kind of my personal favorite when I'm using it on Resurgence, it just gives a lot less visual recoil. But again, to each their own there, man. The thing is absolutely insane. I think the sight definitely helps. And then I recommend running that with a sniper. We'll give you a solid Car 98 build here in just a few minutes. But yeah, man, a lot of fun to run. Next, we have the Holger 556 and the Groza, or the DG58 LSW with a conversion kit on it. This is the kitted DG58, so it's not a nerf part of the DG58. This is a whole nother weapon. For the Holger 556, we're running the Cassis Brake muzzle, the Kraus 6-match barrel, the Bruin Heavy Support Grip underbarrel, the high velo rounds, and the 40-round mag. I'm not running a sight on this. I have been loving the iron sights for some reason on this Holger. Anytime I pick it up off ground loot, it's absolutely slaps, so that's kind of what I'm using. Then for this DG58, we got the Zimmern compensated muzzle, the 40-round mag, the Nightshade rifle kit. I like the Jack Glasses Optic here, along with the Varanus Steady Grip. Show this to you here in the firing range. This thing has very minimum recoil as well. Very solid sniper support option. Wouldn't recommend it using out there. It just doesn't have enough mag size for that, but very solid option when it comes to mid and short ranges. Next, we have the Holger 26 with the BP50 SMG. Holger 26, we're running that Cassis Brake muzzle, Holger factory barrel, Bruin Heavy Support Grip under barrel. If you want to sight on this, take off these high velo rounds, but I'm using the high velo rounds with the iron sights, and then the Ascent Lord stock for even more recoil control. But man, this thing is a ton of fun to run also. Just very little recoil on it. And then, man, it slaps every single time. Next up, we have the MTZ 556 along with the WSP 9. For this MTZ 556, we're going with the Zimmern compensated muzzle. I like the MTZ Clinch Pro barrel strictly with the aerial beam rifle barrel on it. It gives it no visual recoil. And then we got the Bruin Heavy Support Grip under barrel, high velo rounds, and the 50-round drum. And we're going to show this to you how it looks in the firing range here. But again, no visual recoil on this thing. Absolutely crazy. And slaps pretty good downrange. Again, the MTZ 556, man, it does react better in the game than it does the actual firing range too, so keep that in mind. Then for the WSP9, we're rocking the Sonic Suppressor, the Skeletal Vertical Grip. I like the 40 or the 50-round mag, completely up to you. The Marauder Grip, and I'm rocking the Nidar model sight here. So this in the firing range here, this thing just explodes its enemies, man. It's wildly good. A lot of fun to run, dude. For the next loadout, we got the Pulmiot. The Pulmiot, I think, is very underrated right now. Its damage per mag specifically is very high, which is very good. Means it will down a lot of enemies with one mag. It's got 100 rounds on it, which is why, but still, it's very solid in my opinion. And the TDK, I think, is very competitive. And then I've got it paired with the FJX Horus, but as an SMG option. A lot of fun to run as well. For the Pulmiot, we're running the Cassis Brake muzzle. I like the Jack Annihilator long barrel, the Bruin Heavy Support Grip under barrel, the Jack Annihilator bullpup kit, and the Choreo Eagle's Eye 2.5 times scope. This thing is just an absolute beast, man. It does have a little Flappy Bird action, of course, in the front of it, but again, I thoroughly enjoy it. For that FJX Horus, we're going with the Zimmern 35 muzzle, the Sin 9 long barrel, the DR6 handstop underbarrel, and the 48-round mag, and then I'm rocking the Ripper light stock here. So this one's here in the firing range. This thing is goated right here at 10 to 13 meters, right about there. You can use it mid-range a little bit, but you're gonna have a little bit more trouble controlling that recoil. But man, right here, boom, it shoots so quick. Then for our last loadout today, we're going with the Kar 98. This is my favorite Kar 98 build, hands down. And then we're running the Superior 46 with it. This is the SMG build, or the sniper support slash SMG build for the Superior 46. We're going to give you two Superior 46 loadouts here. One is the sniper support option, and then another one you can still use as a sniper support option, but it's more built for speed, like the H4 Blixen, and that's kind of what we're going to be using it for. The Kar 98, we're rocking the sonic suppressor, man. You're rocking the sonic suppressor, gives it all this range, a lot better. The precision long barrel here gives it more range and bullet velo. That's what you want. The high grain rounds here, 100%. We're not worried about recoil control, so we want that effective damage range and bullet velocity. The no stock here for faster ADS, a lot faster ADS and faster sprint to fire speed, which is a lot much needed. And then we have the SPX 80 scope here. I prefer the SPX 80 scope. I think it's better. A lot of people like the range collar 3.4 optic, which is the kind of the OG looking sniper scope for this Kar 98. Completely up to you there, but mine's kind of been bugged where it has the black ring around it and it just like doesn't focus in. So I'm not real sure what that has been, but use either, whatever makes you comfortable there. I like the SPX 80 scope. I have more success with it. I don't know, but let me know what you think in the comments. I like both of these options. I think it's just a cleaner sight, or they're both really clean, but I like this one better. For this Superior 46, this is more of the sniper support option. We're going with the Zim and compensated muzzle, the XRK edge hand stop underbarrel, the high grain rounds, 40 round mag, and the Night Arm model sight here. I like the Night Arm model sight for this. It's just a super clean sight. This thing absolutely slaps. It's perfect for mid range. You can use it longer ranges too if you want. It's good, but so if you get in a little pickle, it'll bail you out a little bit there, but wouldn't recommend. Now for the H4 Blixen style of build, we're going with the Zim and compensated muzzle, the Zulu barrel, the XRK edge hand stop underbarrel, 40 round mag, and a Jack cutthroat stock. Now this is more of a movement option like the H4 Blixen was, and it feels as fast as it used to. Man, look at this. Just look how fast that strafe speed is, dude. Wild. And it hits mid-range too. You can, like not a long range build. Don't use it as a long range build. It can do it if you have like supreme recoil control, but it's definitely built for speed. So 10, maybe 20 meters is very, very solid. But man, the strafe speed on it, dude, it's kind of wild. Just move back and forth like that. Oh, it's hard for your enemy to hit, that's for sure. If you like these style of videos and you've been screenshotting these loadouts and using them and those kinds of things, make sure to slap that like button and slap it so hard it sends it back to the lobby, and hit that noti bell and hit that sub button so you don't miss another video like this or like one of these. We'll see you in the next one.